welcome, beloved community. We are back again with yet another installment of the People's Water Board Coalition's Water Wednesdays webcast. And this is our end of the year recap, our final show of 2025 season. And we're just going to talk about some of our highlights, some things that we accomplished this year through the show, and some of the topics. And we'll also have a short film clip at the end of this video showing some of our shows and highlights and things throughout the year. So I guess we'll jump right into it. As always, again, we have worked this year through, like, I don't know, tirelessly is not a word that I can
It's
even
our
think.
4th year, the end of our 4th year.
Yes, we worked all year through this show. Valerie Jean, our tech guru behind the scenes, Miss Angelica, and we just wanted to give this to our viewers, uh, and have them look forward to 2026. Also, as a special thanks to the guests that have taken the time out of their schedule, throughout the year to be on the show. We appreciate you.
Yeah, it's our viewers are we love you all, we really do, and
Yeah,
we love to be able to bring you, highlights of what's happening with water every week. It's what Nicole and I do for, our daily lives. In our daily lives, we're organizers, and we work for water justice all over the globe, really, and so it does our heart good to be able to talk about that and bring you, you know, things that you need to pay attention to and knowledge that we've learned along the way,
mhm,
and that way that you can and ways for you to plug in, right? Like, this is the main reason for the
definitely.
Water Wednesday show is for folks to have the knowledge that they need so that they can plug in, because you and I both know that it's gonna take us all to make a change and make the world a better place and to protect water. So,
Definitely.
and throughout the year, we've had some really amazing conversations with people. We really have.
We
You know,
have. We've also had some amazing events occur.
we
It's
have. 2025 was a hard year. It really was.
Yeah,
2024 was a hard year, and 2025 did not. It's, pretty
that's the
comparable for
understatement of the year,
yeah.
because coming into 2025, we were coming off of the tail end around this time in 2024. We had spent days upon days at the Capitol, during the lame duck session, counting our fingers crossed, our toes crossed, our eyes were crossed, hoping
Trying to get the
that
water affordability
this water
legislation.
affordability legislation was passed during the lame duck session, and it
Yeah.
went down to the 19th hour when we found out it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, it was a hard blow. It was
It was
hard.
very
It was
hard.
hard. One of our first shows of the year, I think it was our first show of the year, we talked about it, and it was one of those blows because we had spent countless, and not just us, but, lots of people that organize with the People's Water Board Coalition had
Yeah,
spent countless hours at the Capitol volunteering their time to push this legislation that Stephanie Chang had really championed. When we were pushing this legislation, we really had high hopes. After all the work that had been done by the community and People's Water Board Coalition, we really thought we had it in the bag,
yeah,
and it didn't work out that way for us. So it was a hard end of the year for us and all of the volunteers at the People's Water Board Coalition, but we were determined to, keep pushing. And, you and I have had conversations with some amazing people. Our most controversial one was with Marcus Kelly and Alicia
from the
regarding the
Pontiac
Pontiac
Housing
Housing
Commission.
Commission. It became like one of those serious shows where it was shown all over the place, and the Housing Commission got pretty mad about it.
Very, very perturbed, very
Yeah, very,
perturbed.
very pretty mad about it. They made their own videos about it and spliced us in and those types of things, but, the people in Pontiac that were dealing with the Pontiac Housing Commission were living without water. They
Yeah.
couldn't flush their toilet. They were living in just deplorable conditions, and that really hasn't changed.
No,
And,
it hasn't.
No, it hasn't. So the Housing Commission, as much as they wanted to drag us through the mud for having that conversation, and they drug
It needed to
Alicia
be had,
and
though.
Marcus through the mud for having that
It need
conversation
it
with us
needed
and
to happen,
exposing them.
though. It
It
needed
did
to
because they have
happen.
not fixed anything. So
No.
here we are at the end of 2025, and they haven't done anything really to make it better. So,
No.
Pontiac Housing Commission, do better. Do better.
Or I got
2026.
one that's really a lot easier than that. Please
Yeah,
just
because
do
we're
your
gonna
job
keep
and
talking
think about
about
the
you until you do
community.
better. Everybody has to
Do
have
your
access to safe,
job, think
affordable
about
water.
the community you serve.
Yeah, yeah. You're the Housing Commission. Do better.
Mm.
We also had great shows. We talked about Line 5 a lot through the year.
Yeah, we
The
did.
tunnel project, we talked with many, many people, our dear friend Andrea a lot through the year, and
Yeah.
other friends. We talked to them a lot about Line 5 and the tunnel project, and we really paid attention to every step of the way, the resistance to the tunnel project. And
And
now
we're
they're
still
starting to
pushing to
build
shut down Line 5 permanently.
permanently shut it down and definitely not allow this controversial, oil tunnel that's never ever been done before. It's like this experimental thing. Well, we don't want an experimental tunnel in the Great Lakes. That's
Absolutely.
ludicrous and criminal.
We
And we're
don't
still
want the
fighting that
Line 5 tunnel that's already existing, let
of
alone
the
an
pipeline that's there,
experimental.
right?
We don't want
Certainly
the
don't.
trial tunnel there either.
No, no, we don't want
Definitely.
any of those things. We wanna protect the Great Lakes, and they've already started as we speak right now, they've already started construction on a leg of the tunnel, throughout Wisconsin. The Wisconsin folks there are mounting a resistance, and you better believe we're gonna be showing that resistance and talking about it in 2026. We're all the way 10 toes down in on that resistance and being a part of it.
And I think even though we do this consistently, I want to remind our viewers again, if you need any more proof of the damage this can cause, please review the Kalamazoo oil spill. Please do.
That's right. That's right, and every other there's, just recently, right?
Mhm.
Like, what was it, 6 months ago where there was an oil spill in St. Clair Shores River, like,
Yes,
right here, right where Detroit's drinking water is, like, those things,
exactly.
it was quieted. We were the only ones that were really talking about it. We did a whole show
Yeah.
about it, but Enbridge is really, really good at doing PR and keeping the narrative that Line 5 is safe, which it isn't. There's no oil pipeline that's safe. Every oil pipeline leaks, every oil pipeline
Mhm.
spills. Everyone, and certainly Line 5 has that, and, you don't have to look about any further than what happened in Kalamazoo River, that's right, with Line
Yes.
6B, with Enbridge Line 2, the largest inland oil spill, right?
Mhm.
The people got sick and died, the river has never ever been cleaned up, like, all of these
That
things,
whole ecosystem is destroyed.
destroyed, destroyed, they took
And when
semis
you think
away
about it,
of dead animals and fish.
just like basic science and cooking and things tells us, as well as one of our partner organizations, oil and water don't mix.
That's right.
They don't
That's
mix.
right, and it's impossible to clean up tar sands, and that's what's running
Absolutely.
through.
There's not enough
Yes,
Dawn in the world to
Line
clean up
5.
all that oil.
No, there's not. There's not. And them even kind of saying that there is that it can be remediated and cleaned up is it's a lie. It's one of those, we have whole campaigns that says Enbridge lies and lies and lies. It's the truth. That
We
and they're
know
trying
that.
and they're lying about Line 5 so that they can build this experimental oil tunnel. So we'll be bringing we're going to be watching that very closely. I'm going to be on the ground in Wisconsin with the resistance. We're going to keep you abreast of everything that you can do to plug in and stop this experimental oil project. And it shut down Line 5 permanently in
Yeah.
2026. 2026 is going to be the year, you know. Another
It's gonna
thing
be
we
the year
did,
that everything is going to come to its proper fruition.
that's right. That's right. Another thing that we did for the People's Water Board Coalition did, this was a big year to elect a new mayor.
Yes.
And before
Congratulations to our first female mayor ever in the city of
Black
Detroit.
female mayor.
Black female mayor, that the Honorable Mary Sheffield.
That's right.
Congratulations.
That's right, and she was one of the few that actually answered our survey
Yes,
because we
and
put
has
at the People's
supported
Water.
our water work.
That's
She
right.
has.
Yeah,
She
she
even
has.
tried I remember when she tried to add that component into the Detroiters' Bill of Rights,
Yeah.
that the city
It
worked
was
very hard
actually
to
added in. It
the
didn't
city worked
pass.
very hard to shoot that down
They
too.
did, but she didn't. She's
She
throughout the years
stood.
really been a champion of water and really tried her best to do that. Now that she's mayor, I'm hoping that we can sit
Continue
down,
working
we can
with it.
talk with her on Water Wednesday and, and just kind of find out. It's not for sure yet, but we're hoping to talk with Mayor Sheffield. You're
Yes,
getting an invitation from us, Mayor Sheffield.
absolutely. We always
We wanna
enjoy
talk to you
talking with
about
you
water, and we
anyway.
appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah, and she was when we sent out this survey to all the mayors that were running, and there was like 7 or 8 of them, there was
Mhm.
only like 4 or 5 of them that responded, and she was one. She really understands the issue, so we're grateful to have a new mayor. Mayor Duggan was horrible on the issue when it came to water. People died because of it. Masses of people in 2014 were shut off because of it. And
Yes,
then it followed a housing crisis, property tax, housing crisis right after that. We are hoping, we're glad to see him going, but we're also hoping that we're also hoping that that people do not vote for him when it comes to being governor.
governor.
Yeah, he was
He
not,
fought us
he
tooth
talked
and
a lot of
nail.
stuff, but he was not good to the city of Detroit when it came to water and housing.
Just yes,
Simply,
just to
that's a big fail.
recap our viewers, when we first started the water shutoff crisis in 2014, he was adamant when the United Nations came here that the issues that
He
they
was
witnessed
angry.
with their own eyes were absolutely absurd. He was completely angry and irate with them, very disrespectful to them in doing so, very disrespectful to the city of Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah, he was very angry. We're happy to see him go.
Yes,
As water warriors and as people with conscience, and know that housing and water is a human right. Yeah, we're happy to see him go.
absolutely.
Um, we talked about environmental crises, right? Like
Yes,
the huge drought that is happening right now as we speak in the Colorado River and all over, the western part of the United States, the lower western part of the United States, people all over, their aquifers are drying up. They're having
yes,
an issue with getting water to where the masses of people can get to it and have access to water. So, we really exposed a lot through this year, and we talked about it, and it this is what we do. This is why we do it. We wanna make sure that
yeah,
folks have a way to plug in. Our last, question when we have a guest on the show is always, "How can people get involved?"
yes,
It's really, really important that people take the things that they learn and they come together and they organize against it. Water, especially when it comes to water injustice, that
yeah,
happens all over the world. And we've seen when people come together, they win. Like we're seeing it. We talked about a lot about, especially the last few months, about data centers. We've talked about data centers for a couple
yes,
years now with
tremendous
folks,
amount
but
about
the
it.
last few months we've been talking about it a lot because it has exploded. The resistance to data centers have exploded. I mean,
Yes, and
just
we look at the residents in the community in Saline, and they are on the group boots on the ground fighting
they
against
are.
a data center being placed there, and they are winning.
They are winning. Slowly but surely, the MPSC did, come back and give approval for the DTE energy permits to build a bigger energy grid and things, but they did because there was so much and that's what our show is about. Last week's show was about. They did because there were so many people paying attention, they did put in stipulations for DTE, and those would not have happened. So that in and of itself, the resistance in and of itself is a win, but also the fact that there was stipulations put in by the MPSC for
Absolutely.
that, and you see that from Howell to Southfield, places all over Michigan, from the UP all the way down to the southern
Mhm.
part of Michigan. People are fighting these data centers. There's proposed data centers all over, and our energy grid just simply will not be able to take it. And we don't want energy and water going to AI. We want them going to communities. We want renewable
Absolutely.
energies. We want to meet our climate goals. We do not want that going to AI. We've lived this long without AI, and there's enough AI data centers as there is to manage the AI needs of the people, right? We don't need all
Absolutely.
of these this big boom. And like anything else, any other technology, these data centers are going to be obsolete in 5 or 10 years. We've seen it, we've talked about it, we've talked to the experts, and we know that that's going to be the case. Then you're just going to have these rotting buildings that are polluting the air, polluting the soil, can't on farmland, on precious farmland, can't grow any more food, all of these things. So data centers have been really the a lot of conversation in the last few months here on the Water Wednesday show.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're just going to be damaging the water, the soil, the air, and they take up a tremendous, tremendous amount of natural resources, but also a tremendous, tremendous amount of space. And the energy
Yeah.
they're putting into building these data centers, they could be a building affordable housing
Yeah,
and
we
making
want
sure that people have
infrastructure
access
upgrades,
to
right? We
clean
want water
water.
infrastructure upgrades, right? Like, there's
And
so
yeah,
many
doing the
things.
infrastructure upgrades.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah, we want an energy grid, a clean energy grid that's, not harming people, that is affordable to people. Like, we want energy upgrades, but we want them to benefit people. We don't want it to harm them, and that's exactly what these are
Exactly.
doing. And throughout the year, we've connected all of these struggles with affordable water because it's all connected. And here at the People's Water Board Coalition, that's what we do. We organize for affordable water. So we started the year off with that, and we're going to end the year with that, and we're going to begin the year with that, um,
Absolutely.
because it's what we do. We know that people, when they don't have access to safe, affordable water, it harms them in unimaginable ways.
It
And
does.
and
And
we
it's
don't
not just a temporary harm, it's long term, it's deep rooted trauma
That's right,
that
and you and I
people
can
go
say that
through.
because it's happened to both of us. We're impacted
Exactly.
people, it's the way that we got into the water struggle fight, and we're gonna stay in it until everybody in Michigan we'll probably do afterwards too, but until every person in Michigan has safe, affordable water.
Yes.
Nicole and I have been are impacted people that decided to take it to the streets and spend our lives, making sure that what happened to us and our families doesn't happen
Mhm.
continually on into the future to other people's families.
Absolutely.
We do this work out of the deepest, parts of our heart and our soul, and we're very much connected to it. And, Nicole, thanks for a great year. Like, it wasn't easy putting on a weekly, webcast every week is not
No,
ea
it wasn't, but it was
No,
worth it.
it takes a lot of research
It
and a
does.
lot of connecting with folks on the ground and going to a lot of places, and, we're honestly blessed to be able to do that work, and we'll continue to do that work, and we're looking forward to 2026, to mounting a resistance, to all of the things, all of the injustices that have to do with water.
Absolutely.
So we've got this slideshow that our brilliant tech person, Angelica, put together, kind of just understanding what we went through throughout the year, what we brought
Yeah.
to you. We're looking forward to seeing you in the beginning of 2026 and bringing you important content that will save lives. And so please enjoy this slideshow of kind of an overview of our work we did this year and our shows, and, until next time, until the next year.
Yeah.
Yep, until next year, look out for each other, take care of each other, and try to stay
Yes.
afloat.
Happy holidays.
So much for being here today to talk about the critical water affordability legislation. My name is Stephanie Chang. I am a state senator here in Michigan, and really grateful for all of the hard work that has gone into this bill package. We can ensure access to clean, affordable water for every Michigander with the common sense legislation before the Michigan legislature today. Water is not just a resource, it's something that every human being needs in order to live. Yet too many families in our state are struggling to afford their water bills or have in the past faced the threat of shutoffs. This bill package represents years of hard work and collaboration with water providers, advocates, local governments, community organizations, and many across the state. The goal is simple: to ensure that no family has to choose between paying their water bill, keeping the lights and heat on, or putting food on the table. These bills make water bills affordable to low-income households at or below 200% of the federal poverty level. They establish a sustainable funding source and provide critical shutoff protections. What we know is that in 2020, over 317,000 Michigan households were behind on their water bills. That's a lot of our friends and neighbors, potentially at risk of losing access to something that's essential for life. Public sector consultants recently crunched the data from hundreds of providers and estimated that around 300,000 households in Michigan would benefit from the water affordability program if we were to pass it. Post-inflation only has increased prices and pressures on Michigan's working class and vulnerable families. This is an issue that affects families in urban, suburban, and rural communities alike in every single county in Michigan, and our legislation addresses these challenges head on, protecting public health, all while investing in our local water providers and water infrastructure to help stabilize their rising costs. I'm really grateful for the bipartisan support on this legislation, and we need to pass it in lame duck in order to make sure that we are not in a crisis in a few years. Access to clean water is not a partisan issue, and it's not a geographic issue. It's our whole state and everyone involved. It's a fundamental human need. So together we can make a difference for families
Is there any
across
way that
Michigan.
people can get involved?
Collective action works.
That's right.
Right? And when we're talking about these large global corporations that are taking harmful actions in communities that are poor and that have been historically oppressed, that is the leverage we have. So we have to use it. And I'm glad that you asked that question. I would recommend that people reach out to, and there are many groups that are involved. Knowledge is power. Keep up with the Detroit Hamtramck Coalition for Healthy
It's a great group of
Environments.
folks.
Great group that's been at the forefront, and they are policy hawks and are watching every single thing that happens. Great Lakes Environmental Law Clinic is doing a lot of
They're great folks too.
great work and advocacy in this effort, so you can follow along with them. You can follow me to stay updated on the different steps and public hearings and meetings, and make sure that your voice is heard.
You've been in this for a long time. You were an activist on the ground before you were a lawmaker. That's how I met you. And I really appreciate that you're a Michigan lawmaker now, because when activists that really care about people turn into lawmakers, that's a lot of power in that too. And I was so thrilled to find out that you won your seat there. So thank you so much for all that you've done over all these years to help people. So, and I know it's hard for people to actually take time out of their daily lives to get together and organize. So when it happens, especially right now, that's a win in and of itself.
You are so right, Valerie. It is.
Yep. Yep, it is.
Companies, they want to wear you down, have you get tired and give up, but we have many people that came before us. So we have the baton. We're running our race. We're not dropping it. We're not giving up. We're going to keep fighting until we win all of it.
That's right.